Very good morning to all. Children, today we'll be starting with a new chapter, that is chapter number 13, symmetry. Now children, symmetry is everywhere. We can see symmetry in the buildings, we can see the symmetry in the jewelry that your mothers wear, we can see symmetry in the clothes that you wear. So in short, symmetry can be seen in each and every sphere of our lives. Now let us start and explore symmetry in some different shapes in mathematics. Now look at this figure. See, if I fold this figure across this central line, what would you observe? You would observe that the left hand side completely overlaps the right hand side. जो left side है वो completely right hand side के ऊपर आ जाती है, overlap हो जाती है. Yes or no? Similarly, let us take another figure. Look at this one. Again, if I fold this figure along this central line, you would say that you can see that the left hand side of this figure completely overlaps the right hand side. बिल्कुल cover कर लेती है ना? So such figures are known as symmetrical figures. So how would you define it? A figure is called symmetrical about a line if when it is folded about that line, the two parts of the figure completely coincide with each other. Coincide करना मतलब बिल्कुल overlap कर देता है, एक के ऊपर एक आ जाते हैं. Fine. So this figure is also symmetrical. Similarly, the previous figure is symmetrical. Now, and this central line is known as the line of symmetry. In this case also, this central line is known as the line of symmetry. Now a figure can have one or more than one lines of symmetry. See, in this case, if I fold this figure like this, the left hand side completely coincides with the right hand side, and even if I fold this figure like this, still the one side completely overlaps the other. That means this figure has two lines of symmetry. Now let us check in this case. If I fold it like this, the left side completely overlaps the right side. But if I fold this figure like this, does one side overlaps the other side? See, these parts are coming out. So that means this particular figure has only one line of symmetry. Now, as I told you that our nature also exhibits beautiful symmetry, so here I have picked up few things from the nature. This is the leaf and this is the butterfly. Now let us check whether they too possess symmetry or not. Now this leaf, if I fold this leaf like this, so you can see that the two parts, they completely coincide with each other. That means this leaf is also symmetrical and it has got one line of symmetry. Now let's talk about this butterfly. Again, if I fold this butterfly like this, you can see that one part completely overlaps, coincides with the other part. So again, this butterfly is also symmetrical about this central line. Now look at this figure. What do you see? This is a rectangle whose two opposite sides are equal. The longer side is known as the length and the shorter side is known as the breadth. Now, if I try to fold it to check whether it is symmetrical or not. So if I fold this across this central line, you would see that one part completely coincides with the other part. Similarly, if I fold it this way, again I would see that one part completely coincides with the other part. So I can say that a rectangle has two lines of symmetry, one vertical and the other horizontal. Now let us check if it has a diagonal line of symmetry. Let me fold it diagonally from one corner to the other corner. See, when I fold it diagonally, you would see that certain parts are coming out. That means the two parts, they are not coinciding with each other. That means a rectangle does not have a diagonal line of symmetry. This is known as the diagonal line of symmetry. So a rectangle does not have a diagonal line of symmetry. It has only two lines of symmetry. One is vertical and the other is horizontal. Now children, look at this figure. Can you identify what this figure is? It is a four-sided closed figure whose all the four sides are equal, and it is known as a rhombus. Now you would ask me that a square is also a four-sided closed figure whose all the four sides are equal. So what is the difference between a square and a rhombus? Now in case of a square, bache, all these four angles are equal to 90 degree. But in case of a rhombus, all these four angles are not equal to 90 degree, and these four angles are also not equal to each other. Only the opposite angles, that means this angle is equal to this angle, whereas this angle is equal to this angle. Now we would check whether this rhombus is symmetrical or not. Now if I try to fold it vertically, ऊपर से नीचे अगर मैं वर्टिकल लाइन ऑफ सिमेट्री इमेजिन करके इसको ऐसे फोल्ड करती हूँ उस लाइन के अक्रॉस, सो आई वुड सी that the two parts, they do not coincide with each other. This part is coming out and on the other side this part is coming out. Now if I fold it across a horizontal line of symmetry, that means upside down, so again I will see that this part is coming out and on the other side this part is coming out. That means this rhombus does not have a vertical line of symmetry and neither does it have a horizontal line of symmetry. Now let me fold it diagonally. Diagonally means from one corner to the other corner, and check. See, now I'm folding it from one corner to the other corner, and what do I see? That one part completely coincides with the other part. And if I fold it across the other two corners, again one part completely coincides with the other part. That means this rhombus has two lines of symmetry which are diagonal. So we can say that it is not necessary that a figure always has a vertical line of symmetry or a horizontal line of symmetry. A figure can also have diagonal line of symmetry. So this rhombus has two lines of symmetry which are diagonal. Next is the turn of the square. Now let's check whether a square is symmetrical or not. Now if I fold this square across this vertical line of symmetry like this, I would see that the left side completely overlaps the right side. So that means a square has this vertical line of symmetry. Now again I fold it horizontally across this line of symmetry. Again, one side, the top side coincides with the bottom side. That means a square has this horizontal line of symmetry also. Now let's check the diagonal lines of symmetry. So I fold the square from one corner to the other corner, and what do you see? That this part completely overlaps with this part. That means a square also has a diagonal line of symmetry, and the other way also. Again, one part completely overlaps the other. So how many lines of symmetry does a square have? 1, 2, 3 and 4. So a square has 4 lines of symmetry. Understood the concept of symmetry? Let us explore the symmetry in our English alphabets from A to Z. Now I have written down some of the alphabets. So let us start with the alphabet A. Now if I draw a line, a vertical line at the center. Now is this line a line of symmetry for alphabet A? See, whatever is present on the left side of A, the same thing is present on the right side of A. That means if I fold the left side, it would completely overlap the right hand side. That means this is the line of symmetry for alphabet A. Now if I draw a horizontal line, so see, whatever is present on the above of this line is the same thing present below also. Or if you fold the upper part over the lower part, would they overlap each other? No, that means this horizontal line is not the line of symmetry. So alphabet A has only one line of symmetry. Now come to alphabet B. If I draw a vertical line of symmetry, see, whatever is present on the left side is the same thing present on the right hand side? No, that means alphabet B does not possess a vertical line of symmetry. If I draw a horizontal line of symmetry, see, whatever is present on the upper part, the same thing is present on the lower part also. And if I fold this, they would completely overlap. So B has a horizontal line of symmetry. Similarly, C also has a horizontal line of symmetry. It does not have a vertical line of symmetry. Alphabet D, vertical line of symmetry is possible. See, whatever is there on the left hand side is not present on the right hand side, and horizontal line of symmetry exists. In case of alphabet E, again it possesses a horizontal line of symmetry. Alphabet F, see, if I take a vertical line of symmetry, see, whatever is present on the left is not present on the right. And if I take a horizontal line of symmetry, again whatever is present on the top is not present on the bottom. So it does not have a line of any line of symmetry. Again, in case of alphabet G, vertical line of symmetry, whatever is present on the left is the same present on the right? No. If I take a horizontal line of symmetry, again whatever is present at the bottom is not present in the top. So again this also does not possess a line of symmetry. Come to alphabet number H. Vertical line, see, if I fold this, whatever is present on the left would completely overlap the right side. And similarly, horizontal line of symmetry, whatever is present on the top is also present in the bottom. So it has two lines of symmetry, vertical as well as horizontal. Alphabet I, again vertical line of symmetry is also present. Horizontal is also present and vertical is also present. J, again it does not possess any line of symmetry. Alphabet N, vertical line of symmetry. Beta, if you will fold the left hand side on the right hand side, see, they will not overlap each other, because here this is going up and this is going down. The same thing is not present on the left side and the right hand side. Similarly, horizontal line of symmetry is also not present. So N also does not have any line of symmetry. Alphabet O, because it's a complete circle, so if you fold it in any way, the two parts would overlap each other. So alphabet O possesses infinite number of lines of symmetry or endless lines of symmetry. Alphabet P again does not possess any line of symmetry. Similarly, Q also does not possess any line of symmetry. Neither R possesses any line of symmetry. So here I have taken only a few alphabets. You can find out the lines of symmetry of the rest of the alphabets on your own. Learned about the line of symmetry of alphabets. Let us discuss about the line of symmetry of a line segment and an angle. Now if suppose I have a line segment AB of 6 cm. So what do you think would be the line of symmetry of this line segment AB? See, if I have a straight line that passes exactly through the center of AB. If I have a straight line that exactly passes through the center of AB, then what is this? What is the length of AO? 3 cm. And what would be the length of OB? 3 cm. Why? Because this line is exactly passing through the center. So now if I fold AO over OB, so they will exactly coincide with each other. Why? Because AO is also 3 cm and OB is also 3 cm. Moreover, you can see that whatever is present on the left hand side of this line, 3 cm line segment is present, and on the right hand side also we have a line segment of 3 cm. That means this line is a line of symmetry of the line segment AB. So what is this line actually? This line is the perpendicular bisector of AB. Perpendicular means straight, that means which makes a 90-degree angle with AB. And bisector means, bisector is a line segment which cuts the given line segment into two equal parts. Bisect करना मतलब दो equal part में divide करना, ठीक है? So this line is straight, that means it is making an angle of 90 degree, तो वो perpendicular भी है, and then it is cutting this line segment AB into two equal parts, तो वो bisector भी है. That means the perpendicular bisector is the line of symmetry of any line segment. The perpendicular bisector. Now come to an angle. I have an angle AOB equal to 60 degree. Now what would be the line of symmetry of this angle? As I told you beta, that line of symmetry, it's not necessary that line of symmetry is always vertical or horizontal. It can be slanting also, diagonal also. So if I draw a bisector of this angle, again bisector क्या होता है? Which divides anything into two equal parts. यहाँ पे line segment का bisector क्या होगा? Which divides the line into two equal parts. तो angle का bisector क्या होगा? Which divides the angle into two equal parts. So if I draw a bisector like this, which divides this 60 degree into 30 degree and 30 degree, I will name it as OX. So if I fold this part, this angle BOX, this angle over AOX, would they completely overlap each other? Yes, they would completely overlap each other because both of them are of 30 degree each. So in case of an angle, what is the line of symmetry? The line of symmetry is the angle bisector. Bisector means the one that divides it into two equal parts. So it is dividing angle 60 degree into two equal angles of 30 degree each. Questions based on symmetry. First question is, lines L and M are the lines of symmetry of the line segment XY and YZ. That means this line L is the line of symmetry of XY and this line M is the line of symmetry of YZ. If XA is 4 centimeter, XA, that means this is 4 centimeter, and YZ, that means from here to here it is 6 centimeter. So we have to find AY, YB and XZ. AY, that means we have to find this. YB, that means we have to find this, and XZ. XZ is this complete, we have to find out the complete length of this line segment. So in these types of questions, it is very essential to label the diagram. What is given in the question, label that in the diagram, and what is to be found out, put a question mark there, so that you are able to understand the answer, the question from the diagram itself. Now we know here that X to A is 4 centimeter and Y to Z is 6 centimeter, and we have to find out AY, YB and XZ. Now that we know that line L is the line of symmetry of XY, that means whatever is present on the left side of this line L, the same is present on the right hand side also. That means this line L is dividing XY into two equal parts. Yes or no? Line of symmetry हमेशा line segment को दो equal parts में divide करती है. So if XA is 4 centimeter, that means AY is also 4 centimeter. Why? Because line L is the line of symmetry of XY. So we have to write this. So we will say XA is equal to AY equal to 4 centimeter. Give the reason. Because, this stands for because L is the line of symmetry of XY. Similarly, we know that M is the line of symmetry of YZ, and we know the length of YZ. YZ is 6. That means this line M is dividing YZ into 2 equal parts. तो अगर YZ पूरी की पूरी 6 सेंटीमीटर है तो ये 2 इक्वल पार्ट्स कितने सेंटीमीटर के होंगे? 3 सेंटीमीटर के? Yes or no? So we will say YB would be equal to 3 centimeter. Why? Because M is the line of symmetry of YZ, or you can say YB is equal to half of YZ, which is equal to 3 centimeters. What else are we supposed to find out? Now this is 3 centimeter, that means this is also 3 centimeter. Yes or no? Now we have to find the value of this complete line segment. Now we know this is 4, this is 4, this is 3, this is 3. Add them all and you will get the length of XZ. So we will say XZ is equal to 4 centimeter plus 4 centimeter plus 3 centimeter plus 3 centimeter. तो कितना हो गया? 14 centimeters. Let's come to the next question. The question is, if this dotted line represents the line of symmetry of the given angles, find x. अगर इस क्वेश्चन में this dotted line is the line of symmetry of this angle, और ये एंगल कितना है? This is 80 degree. So we have to find x. X lies on one side of the line of symmetry, and we know that a line of symmetry divides an angle into 2 equal angles. So 80 के 2 equal angles क्या होंगे? 40 degree each. That means this x, this smaller angle would be 40 degree. So value of x would be 40 degree here. Again, this line of symmetry would divide this complete angle into 2 equal halves. And here x is this complete angle. And we are given the measure of this 1/2 angle. The angle on one side of the line of symmetry is 55. That means the angle on the other side would also be 55. So what would be the value of this complete angle? It would be 55 degree plus 55 degree, that is 110 degrees.